Hey everybody, it's Lawrence here from Studio Tubs, and I'm bringing you 10, that's right, 10 DLC characters I want to see in Street Fighter 6, and since I'm a concept artist, I decided to take it all the way. But I just lied. It's not just 10. Unfortunately, because of how long it took me to make this video, they ended up announcing one of the characters, which, good for me, huh? Yeah. You know, you pick 10, you get one right eventually. So, I'm actually bringing you 11. That's right, 11 concept art piece for Street Fighter characters I want to see. So, without further ado, let's get started.
Here comes a new challenger.
Okay, so starting us off, you saw her in the thumbnail. That's right, Laura Matsuda. Laura is one of my favorite Street Fighter characters, and I wanted to do her as much justice as I possibly could. So, one way you show progress with a character as far as age and development is by changes in wardrobe, obviously, but also changes in hairstyle. So I wanted to come up with something very reminiscent of Laura's old hairstyle, but new and unique. And I also took some concept art that I saw from the Shadaloo CRI files and kind of took it into a cooler, more dynamic direction. So they had the idea of her wearing a swimsuit underneath the sort of jacket, and I thought, what if we made that swimsuit a little cooler, a little more Laura, a little louder? And I took the pants and I decided, what if we changed the pants instead of, you know, having the sort of backside open, we open the sides on the hip. And I think this very much screams Laura without going too far off the reservation.
Here comes a new challenger.
Alright, so next up we've got Dudley. And I'm not actually a big Dudley player at all, but I really think he's a cool character, and I really want to see more characters from Third Strike in Street Fighter 6. I mean, come on. It'd just be great. So I tried my hardest to make him look very much in line with his previous design, but maybe modernize it. Maybe a bit more casual aesthetic for him. So, yeah, here we are.
Here comes a new challenger.
And coming up, we have the character that I actually got right as far as my wish list goes. So Elena, I played a little bit of Elena. I always love her animations and her styles and all the Street Fighter games that she shows up in. So I was really looking forward to see how would they actually address and handle this character. And I think it provides an interesting opportunity to do a sort of comparison, right? So there were many outfits that I thought, you know, kind of look through that were African inspired that I was trying to see, like, what about them kind of maintains that sort of core element of the character. And I think, like I said, I think they're really trying to tone down the sort of sexiness of some of the characters. Now, I think that kind of comes with their sort of outfits rather than the overall attractiveness of their characters. So in this, I kind of accurately predicted they were going to change something about, at the very least, the pants, or the lack thereof. So that's kind of the direction I went with, and they went for just, let's put some pants on her. I imagine, though, her classic outfit will also be in the game. And another point is, I tried to figure out what would her hairstyle look like. Like I said, one of the key ways you show progression with an age with different, characters is to change their hairstyle. So with Elena, I decided, well, obviously longer. And I looked at a lot of different concept art, especially the Shadaloo CRI files, which were a great sort of resource. And I figured longer hair is probably going to be how they show that she's a little, more mature. So I went in the direction of some sort of braids, but it's Capcom kind of went more the direction of her character kind of having a more, let's just say, not African sort of hairstyle, right? And so they just extrapolated that further, which I respect. It's their character, it's their design choices, and it's consistent with what they've shown us. So I think it's very interesting how you get, obviously, variations on similar ideas. So moving on.
Here comes a new challenger.
So up next, we've got Super Cooking Time, our favorite luchador, El Fuerte, and I really wanted to see about bringing in a new aesthetic for El Fuerte. I would love to see some characters from 4 in 6. I really want to bring these characters back and forward and even progress El Fuerte, his position in life. So he's like a master chef here, And in the design, you can see that I've put like a sort of homage to Michelin stars kind of on his gear, right? He's very proud of the hard work he's done, and I figured that would be a great direction. You know, a little more modern wrestling inspiration. He's got kick pads as well, but I think this is a really good, cool, solid design for El Fuerte that really brings him forward.
Here comes a new challenger.
And of course, Sakura. Yeah, rounding out the number 5 spot. I really like Sakura's character. I like her energy. I think it would be great to have her in 6. And just like El Fuerte, I decided we needed to figure out how to bring this character further. So, you know, running an arcade, being an announcer, whatever, yeah, sure. But what if she was a business lady, a manager of sorts, right? You know, she still got that spunky energy, so she's still rocking the Converse. And of course, instead of a tie, she's got her headband that she takes off from being a tie, wraps it around her hair. That's kind of the concept I have, right? Like, she's moving on, being a serious adult, but she's still got that spunky energy and that love of fighting. So I figured this is a happy sort of, you know, approach at it.
Here comes a new challenger.
Sea Viper. That's right. This is going to be our last character from Street Fighter 4, but I figure El Fuerte, you know, Sea Viper, these are kind of the most memorable ones. And we're never going to touch Rufus with a 30-foot pole again, right, Capcom? Anyhow, so I really wanted to emphasize secret agent, spy, cool gear. So that's kind of the direction I went with. And I wanted to kind of stylize things to be very reminiscent of her old school outfit. So this is what I came up with. I really focused on getting a strong sense of the material differences here that really make her outfit stand out. Very shiny, very cool, very tactical, and that's the aesthetic.
Here comes a new challenger.
And up next we have Alex. Yeah, one of my personal favorites from Third Strike, well, Street Fighter 3 in general. I absolutely love this guy, and I saw quite a few amazing concept designs out there for what Alex might look like in Street Fighter 6, and I was just dismayed because I couldn't top that. So I tried to figure out a way where I could, and pulling some influence from some, you know, current actual wrestlers, right? Taking that idea further. What if he was a championship level wrestler now? What if he had really made it to the top of something? And so I pulled heavily from AEW's Jon Moxley as an inspiration. There's actually an outfit of his that was suspiciously similar to one of Alex's outfit with the leather jacket, all that other stuff. So yeah, this is him. Just trying to make him seem older. Of course, facial hair, right? Boom. So there he is.
Here comes a new challenger.
And coming back, I would like to see Karen Kanzuki. Yeah, I really wanted to take that idea of kind of bringing these characters into a more casual, more urban sort of aesthetic in a direction that Karen Kanzuki would fit into, right? So I thought jeans, heels, very boss lady sort of fashion aesthetic, but keeping, you know, the core elements of that character all together. So this is my concept for Karen Kanzuki, and I think it was pretty successful.
Here comes a new challenger.
Coming in at the number 9 spot, we've got Shawn Matsuda. Yep, double Matsudas in this one. Big fan of both of their work. No, but I feel like, come on, we gotta get Shawn in this game. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen him as a playable character, and I think that it would be absolutely awesome to have him back. So with my design, I was kind of contending with the fact that there are a lot of really amazing character designs for Shawn out there. A lot of fan designs that are just absolutely awesome. So I had to fight my hardest to figure out a way to make him as unique as possible. So I kind of took, taking the top of the gi and combining them with some basketball shorts, maybe some sort of Nike shoes, something. This gave me a lot of trouble. So I do encourage you all to check out and just look up some of the amazing designs that other people have put forward. I just wanted to make sure mine was unique and maintained the core aspects of the character.
Here comes a new challenger.
And coming up now, Remy. And here we are with Remy. Yeah, I figured we gotta, I'm not a big charged character guy, but I really want to see some more of these third strike characters and get them progressing in their own timeline. I mean, we're seeing Master Ryu, Master Chun-Li. I would love to see what these characters are doing post third strike, how they have changed, how we evolve their play styles. And we haven't seen Remy for quite some time. So I figured, how do we show and make Remy cooler, right? Leather jacket, kind of take those elements, unzip it, change the hair up, right? So didn't want to cut his hair, right? I just thought maybe we put it in a ponytail, things like this, right? And this was the kind of the idea for Remy here. So there you go. Those were the original 10. And since they made Elena, I thought I'd go that extra mile. Now, there were a few characters that I was really debating about whether or not I would like to see them there, whether they made the top 10 list for me personally, right? And I know this is one that everybody loves. So with no further ado, let's talk about a character I really struggled to come up with something unique for. Makoto.
Here comes a new challenger.
So yeah, I had originally was thinking of some other characters, right? Some characters that weren't in the game. And I really wanted to come up with something unique for the video, or maybe even the next video. We'll see. So I decided, let's take Makoto and take her into a really different direction. There, like Shawn, there is an absolute bunch of awesome concept art from fans. And I had to figure out a way to put a unique spin on Makoto. So initially I thought, what if we gave her a buzz cut? Huh? No? Yeah, my thoughts exactly. So, went back, kind of shortened the hair, maybe cut the bangs a little bit, changed the color of the gi, brought in, some orange, which has kind of been a color, before, but it gives contrast with the blue. Make her sort of like a martial arts master, and then kind of changed up the gi to be a little more sort of not like advanced looking, a little more like a newer age, like more technically advanced, even though it's a gi. So I tried to do that, and then I kind of had to figure out how to make something sort of cool or unique. So that's my best effort. It took a lot of effort. So I hope you really enjoyed it. Alright guys, so there you have it. 11. Yes, 11 concept art pieces for characters I want to see personally in Street Fighter 6. So let me know if some of your characters that you wanted to see were on my list, and whether or not you want to see another video, or who you'd like to see in another video. It took way too much time to make this. And, it's not, the traditional level of kind of concept art. These are kind of one and done pieces I did, to really sort of capture, an element of these characters. And I hope I was successful. I really hope you enjoyed. This took a lot of effort. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys around. Peace.